even a lot of counters.
Okay, so reversal. Any hit scan is fine.
I don't know. Yeah, most of it is. I don't know. I also just don't know like what hit scans are good on what map. But I think honestly they're all good. So we'll see.
Generally, like on vertical maps, like playing something like Cass becomes more hard on like something like Esperanza. Same with Soldier 2. Um, yeah, so like verticality is a big thing when it comes to hit scans, and also like the consistency of your damage too. Like if you already got like a pocket or like someone's coming with you on a flank, then Soldier becomes less necessary compared to someone like Sojourn. But yeah, it just comes down to like each situation, the verticality of maps, team comp, whatever. But we'll see
Yeah,
here.
Sojourn is way better on vertical. We'll see.
Okay.
I've noticed that too. To be fair, I should have probably put one and two together when I think about that shit. But
Alright, just
an
scout
off
what the
angle
enemy
here.
team comp is for now. Okay, that's a
Good
cast, I
pass.
think. Yeah, he's like a bit wider. Okay, run away, run away,
Again, dead.
away. Yeah, I should have died there. I
My
would
Juno's
have.
cracked.
I
My
would have.
Juno's cracked.
So when you swing that
I
corner,
shouldn't
you need
live.
to swing much wider away from the Cassidy because you're right next to that corner, which is not good. Which it means you haven't got a lot of distance, so you get caught out there. You should have run away a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. First tab. Look at that comp. Cast double hit scan.
Double hit
Yeah,
scan.
very immobile. You
Yeah.
can flank around a lot. Look with your Winston. I'll go. Sure. Flank to the left. Flank to the
Okay.
left.
I'm
Run
gonna
to the left. Run to the
quickly.
left.
Yeah. No, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, I
Yeah,
think
they
there's a
don't even
doorway
push,
to your
bro.
left. I think. Okay, that's
Oh
fine.
yeah, we're there.
You can't stack main here. You need to move. Right side is fine. Sure. Left side is good as well. Good rotation. Double back.
Ryan's
You shoot the
behind
Cassidy.
me.
That's fine. You move up a little bit. Okay, kill the Cassidy. Okay.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So
I
when I
should have
when I meant
used
move up,
audio.
I didn't mean move to the left. I mean literally move up the point so you can shoot the Cassidy on point, and you've got cover to use as well. You got left side, you
Okay.
get quite an hour in open space, and the rotation's too long. Oh, okay.
All right.
I mean, yeah, this is probably gonna be last fight territory here.
Yep.
Left side's fine here. All the way, all the way, all the way, all the
Actually, I'm
way.
good.
Good angle. Beam them Moira, nice. Nice. Team's not gonna touch though. Probably run away. Fight's lost, fight's lost. Don't bother. Don't peek that. Don't peek that. Just run away. The
Yeah,
fight's lost,
but
you know? Like, you're in a good position. They can't chase you.
yeah, you're right.
Okay. That's fine. Run it back, man. That's okay. Peeking that's fine. Sure. Okay, you know, team's there. Wait a little bit for your team to walk up. I would rotate all the way around left. I would right, like, not right. That's too close. I mean, you can get away with it, but that's why. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to spend time flanking onto the left side. Okay. All the way, all the way.
Okay, we're up one.
5v4, go point now. Yeah, so like, yeah, you shoot the soldier, that's fine, nice. 4v2, you should win that. Okay, all good. All good. Obviously, pick the sprint perk when you get it. So yeah,
Yep.
the reason why, again, like, immediately, you need to be, that flank you took there to the end, that needs to be way, way earlier. Like, your soldier got a pick there. Again, it's the start lines of the character. If you're playing Cassidy, then it's more reasonable for you to take that right side angle. This one's fine, though. Again, you can bear in mind distance, fine, 4v4. Got even trade, you can beam the soldier. Okay.
No, yeah.
You could have held that space and then visor him. That would have been fine as
Yeah,
well.
I could have. I could have.
Run away, run away, run away.
I got solo shattered. They
Yeah,
waste
so
two
like
for one
your
pick.
your brain is like, if you hold that angle, it feels really scary. But in actuality, you're very safe, you know, because you've got visor, you've got distance, you've got cover. You can actually 1v1 that soldier very easily. If you want to rotate around as well, that's fine. But I would have sprint around all the way around to the left rather than going to the coast side then getting shattered. I'll go left side here. Go left side. Bear in mind the timing of your flank too. Okay. Swing away from that corner. We'll have distance from it. That's fine. Yeah, but I'll need to visually show you what I mean by swing wide. But yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Cassie's dead. Alright. So you can control that left space. Just try not to give up that left flank that you have right now. because you want to try and use that on retakes for your own visor. So again, try not to lose the space too early.
So just kind of hold here.
Yeah, kind of hold here, and then wait for them to walk across. They might get a touch on the ends. Who knows? Okay. Cass might be pushing up to you right now. He might be not. You flank deep. You can flank deep. Okay. Yeah.
Oh
So
wow,
like,
my entire team is dead.
yeah. You need more scouting there in terms of like looking at where the enemy team are at and then basing your positioning off of that. Because you could have gone deeper there with visor. The visor gets nothing, and you're probably gonna die here.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you got the caster low, I would have just peeked again, swung right, swing wide around the corner, and then look at where the caster is. If he's pushing you or he's not. And then you can
Yeah.
sprint deeper.
Dude, this
Okay.
guy's molding at me in the chat, but you guys all died in 3 seconds, so
Fine.
it happens.
Swing wide. He's last fight now. His last fights. Yeah, get the Cassidy. Okay. Sure. Sure. Okay. Yeah, you need to have like quick. You need to have the Yeah, there we go. Okay. Fine. Fine. You can duel him. Sure.
Oh my god, I'm missing.
You need more trigger to split than that. It's fine. You lose that
Yeah.
already. But you need to have
Yep.
like quick select perks for your binding, so you can just press one button and it automatically selects
Oh,
it.
actually?
Yeah, I think it's in the. I don't use it personally because I don't play the game that much, but it's something that people have now. Okay.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, end up on the other side of point, so I can low-key rat this for a minute.
you can't. There's no flank there. There's no flank
Oh
there.
wait, no, never mind. Oh,
Yeah,
my
no,
nap,
Soldier's
no,
dead.
my nap.
Maybe catch the Juno there. I'll push deeper.
Yeah, she's gone. This is kind of fine.
You try and get a trade here if possible. I push and push the Juno. I'll push the Juno aggro. And care the Cassidy. You need to move. You need to move. Yeah, it's a bit too late. Run away. Run away.
I'm
I
done
will
here.
not keep shooting that.
Unless he's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, so you
That's
need to be
okay.
chasing the Juno way more when she's isolated, and then after the soldier like tries to push you right here, you need to just run away entirely. And clearly you don't know the map well enough to,
No.
to run away. And you're
Yeah.
also a little bit late to the fight because of the miss flank that you took.
This is probably like my worst map out of every map we could have gotten, unfortunately.
I
But
would have gone right side, not main. Okay, cast is
it
fine.
doesn't matter though.
Flank right.
Our team is already dead, so
Don't go back main, just flank right. You don't need to. Keep running right. Just keep running right. Keep running right. Keep running right. Keep running right. They can't chase you. Okay, fine. There we go. Now run right side again. I care someone come out from spawn. I think you killed someone back from spawn. There you go. You just
no, it's
out in open
unfortunate.
space. Against the Cassidy.
Yeah, happens.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be 3v5. Your team's gonna lose that. Okay. You got the Ryan at least, so I'll get back.
Nope, I'm insta dead, dude, because this cast is chasing me so fucking hard. And he misses and he still dies.
Yeah, your
Why are
movement's
we?
not like you're not crouching at all in your movement. Like when you're doing that cast, like there's no crouching.
Should I be?
Yeah, you should be. You should not be jumping. You should be crouching or like again taking your hitbox with the hits. Okay. Get the round obviously to your right. Get the cast coming back. Fine. Didn't even visor this to be honest. I would visor this. Okay, nice. Juno's dead. Here we go. Soldier should be dead. Run away. Run away. Run away.
I'm
If
dead.
the Ryan swings
It's
onto you,
okay
you need to
though,
run
we
away.
get
Like
up 3,
after
we're up
first swing,
3.
you need to run after first swing. Because he can extend his
Yeah, I
hitbox
guess.
after the second and third swing.
Yeah, you're right. A little rank tech. But I mean, I'm not feeding insanely, but I am not locked in. The first game of the day too. I haven't been playing all day, so happens.
I'm back. I'm back. Okay, flank around right side again. Flank around right side again. I would have double back there. That's why you double back there. The cast takes the angle. Okay, wasted Helix field. Kill the cast.
Soldier, what are you doing?
Look at the cast. Fine. Run around right side. Good flank. Okay. Get the Ryan pushing you maybe.
Yep, I'm dead. Wow, I literally saw him through the wall and decided to go for that. That's unfortunate.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So obviously you didn't play well there. I mean, there's probably a multitude of reasons and combinations to that. But I would be comfortable saying that you probably lost your team that game, alongside your Bastion. Okay. Yeah, you can give me that code. Okay.
Wait, let me find that. View. Oh, not view share. What the fuck?
Okay. Okay. Nice. All right. Okay. So like almost every fight, there was like a key mistake that you made. Almost every fight. Let's see. You know. Okay. First fight. Let's see. So like this is fine. Right side's fine. You don't know what they're running. You see the Cassie a little bit. Now when I say swing wide, I'm saying when this is a corner, right? When you swing wide, I'm saying instead of swinging close around the corner like this, you swing further away from it. The reason why you do this is because you've got more distance away from the corner, so you're able to run away more easily, right? You can also again still use, if you're swinging like here, for example, you can still use the corner here as cover. You're just swinging again wide from it. So that's what I wanted you to do when you're swinging wide. The reason why you do this is because you have more distance, and it's again really useful against Cassidy because you can outrange his flashbang by doing this. So again, it happened over here where like instead of swinging around like this is the corner. Instead of swinging like this, I want you to swing more like this, effectively, like way wider against the Cassidy. And again, he just can't hit the flashbang onto you. If he peeks you, fine. You can pop down your helix field, and you should win the duel as long as he doesn't hit his flash. So yeah, it's a very common thing for any character. It's important on any character in the game. But it's a common saying is get off the corner. And yeah, you play way too close to the corner here. You should have really, in reality, you should have stopped sprinting and around about here, and then walk slowly around the corner like this, probably like around like this. And then the cast peeks you. You just sprint away. You can play back this corner. You can pop helix if you need to, or your field. Sorry, you can pop your field, and then the cast doesn't kill you here. So you're just not respecting the fact that this guy can just one shot you. That's literally as simple as that. Like here you should be dead, you know. So it's not even unlucky because you saw the Cassidy coming here, and I didn't even have sound when I was watching you play. So yeah, you had some sort of indication of how close the cast was to you here. So against the you might even miss this. You don't. Oh yeah, you don't. Yeah. So
I almost lived.
You shouldn't have anyways. You should have died like literally right here. The second the cast flashes you should have flash, headshot, boom, dead. Like that's how it works in Masters in high ranks. So yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Here. So like the Ryan pins, and now we're like scared to like for some reason I see you go back to the Ryan. So I see you sprint back to the Ryan here for some reason. Whereas in actuality, I don't know why do you. Okay, where should you have gone instead, and why?
Right side, just because I have a open flank on.
Okay, which right side?
Not far right, but where my cast is.
Right, so again, maybe this is hindsight, like in terms of you seeing the soldier here, but like either one's fine, you know? If you see the soldier here, fine, you can duel him with your Cassidy, 2v1, and that's an easy win. If you go right side and you go all the way around, that's also fine too, because you can pin to the soldier from two different angles. Either side's fine. It's meaningless in this situation here. The question is, why not go right side?
I have no idea. It was like instinct, I don't know.
Right, so I literally said at the game as well, like after you died the first fight, I said press tab so I can see the enemy comp, right? And the first thing I'm looking at in the enemy comp is, have they got any flankers? Have they got like large mobility characters that can really control you taking an angle or punish you, right? Soldier's very weak against Traitor, Sombra, typical dive comps like that. Even with the perks, he's still fairly weak into it. Because he will just get outdueled by a good Tracer. He'll get outdueled by a good Sombra. He'll get outdueled by a good Genji if he swings wide on the flank. But if they're running double hit scan and they can't control this angle, you need to be taking it, right? Like if you're playing against the way you're positioning right now, it's like you're playing against a dive comp where you can't swing wide here or you can't take a wide angle because if you do, you'll die. But they're not playing a comp that can do that. So again, like this shows me you haven't really got like I guess when you're playing the game, you haven't got a conceptual understanding of when it is actually okay, or not even okay, when it's optimal, and when you should actually flank wide with soldier, And also, the opposite is true as well. When do you actually play a little bit more defensive and play a little bit more with your team? And again, that shows me contextually here, it doesn't make sense to be with your team here. So yeah, and does your cast die? Yeah, it doesn't die though, right? But had you been with him, right, there's a very good chance you kill that soldier. And then this fight looks completely different based off one small choice, you know? You going from point A to point B, or point A to point C, you know? Like, you making a small choice, or even D as well, right? Either one of these, and you win that fight, or you kill that soldier, and then you win that fight, you know? Like, it becomes so emphatically different. So yeah, and of course, for reference as well, if you were to go right side here, again, I want you swinging as far, there's not much distance here, admittedly, right? Like, there's a very, very short amount of distance here. But I would be very cautious about how close you are to the enemy soldier here, because you don't want to get chased and die. Distance is so important when you flank on soldier, because again, the more distance you have, the more easier it is for you to run away or not get punished. It's a fine balance, right? You don't want to be too far away to where you're not doing, to where you're literally just doing nothing, but you don't want to be too close to where you can get punished. And again, I think that's also a really important balance that you need to strike. Okay. And then here, like, again, right, like, when you're over here, right, like, you know the soldier's probably around here, like, you know you're fighting someone there, you know no one's really here, you know the Ryan's in front of you, you can see the entire enemy team on point, right? You know, with a certain fact, that this flank is unoccupied, right? So why not take this angle here?
Probably because I don't usually take that angle.
Why not take
And
the
I'm
angle
not
here?
used to,
Why do you not usually take
because
it?
I don't know, I usually never think of that part of the map.
Right, so like, you need to, I have this saying, whenever you're playing a mobile character, or whenever you're playing a composition that's more mobile than the enemy team comp, you need to be using your mobility. It's not there just to you know, make yourself feel good, or like have a funny button to press. But it's used for a point, and it's used to take the map and swing wide. You know, this is effectively what you're doing here. It's like you're playing Tracer and you're stacking main into a Winston. It just doesn't make any sense, you know. So again, if you've got sprints, use it. The devs put that ability in the game for a reason. Because right now you're playing like a Zen, you're playing like an Ashe, you're playing like a Widow, even like a way more immobile. Even on Widow, you'd still be taking an angle like this anyways. But you're playing like a way more immobile character who doesn't have sprint. And again, if you go here, like, the Ryan he can't chase you, and if he does, he's wasting his time because you just spin away and he's pinning all the way over to you. So yeah, you know, like it's a really, again, missed opportunity here. And you even do it. The crazy thing is, like, you even do it slightly. You know, like, you even do it for a split second here. But like here, you look to the left, right, and you start running in this direction, right. If I go to your POV, I think, are you in POV? Yeah, you literally are in sprint like animation right now. You know. And then you cancel it, and I don't know why. Right? Again, it might be because you feel it might be because you feel way too scared that you're going on your own here or something. But yeah, like, this is the key thing, you know, because this gives you an insane angle to do damage against the Juno, the Cast, Moira, etc. Right? And it gives you a good amount of distance too. You know, like, this is you can't get punished if you're playing here. You can't really get punished if you're playing. You actually took an angle here, and you didn't get punished when you actually did take it. So it's like, that stuff is really, really important on the character. So yes, again, it's a big missed opportunity to not take that angle. And then funnily enough, you almost end up dying as well. You know, like, you run into the Reinhardt swing and into the Caster OS. And again, against the better Ryan, who does the animation tech thing, or against the Caster who can aim his shots, you die here. Someone die here actually. Yeah, like, yeah. And again, even here, I was telling you, flank around here, you know, because no one's coming for you.
I didn't even know that there was a back door right there.
Oh, now you do, right? But yeah, I mean, this is because it's one of the spawn rooms that you get after the first point. Finishes capping. So there's two doorways there, right? But yeah, like, that is again another really important flank to take. And how long have you played this game for?
I don't know. I think I started. I guess it would be. Fuck, that's gonna be embarrassing. Like 8 months, but not like for the entire 8 months. Like, probably
No,
like
like,
I
on and
probably
off.
have less than
Right.
200 hours on this game.
Right, but even like
Realistically,
150 hours and you don't know that spot is kind of insane, you know? Like, again, that should be fairly, like, that's game changing, you know? That's fight winning or fight losing to not take that angle. So we've seen, like, literally in the last, how long? When did this fight start? Yeah, like, in the last 10 seconds, we've seen 4 possible rotations that you could have made, and yet you don't, you know? There's a full, literally, this is a Plat as well, by the way. Like, you guys should have already lost this off of the first choice you made here. Like, that should have already been lost. Like, there's so many, like, especially in low elo, there's so many different choices that you need to make. Like, if you just make the right choice, any of these rotations, just one of these choices you need to make correctly, just one of these, and you will win a fight. Like, it's that easy in this elo. The fact that you didn't make one of them, again, is a bit worrying. Within 10 seconds. And again, stats don't show this. You know, stats don't show you the flank here. They don't. They don't show you the flank, you know, over here, like where you're running at right now. They don't show that. Because it's very easy to miss these things. But this is literally what's holding you back. Like, this is what's holding you back. This is what lost the game, just there and then. So yeah. And again, if I'm that Ryan, actually, that Ryan should have pushed and killed you, because you're running Juno Mercy. Ryan's still gonna get punished. Like, no one's gonna punish the Ryan if he walks onto you, really. Like, again, in this elo, there's so many like opportunities that, again, people miss. That you really need to be capitalizing on. Okay. But pushing the hill was fine. Okay, you swing wide, you push soldier, whatever, fine, sure. I'm not even sure if you end up winning this fight, honestly. Let's see from POV. I was looking at the Ryan there. See. And you double back here, that's fine. It's not my preferred thing to do because you're playing closer to the Ryan. The Ryan should have gone onto you here, honestly. But again, if he does, you can run away. It's not the end of the world here. I would have kept pushing with the Cassidy, but double backing is relatively okay, right? It's a okay rotation to do. You get a good pin sort onto the Cassidy here, like nothing crazy. So relatively fine. I think when things go down the drain a little bit is here. So again, the cast is 1 HP. The more you can force Moira Fade from here, right? I think Moira Fades this eventually. But the point being here is, again, I want you to swing this corner wide. So instead of swinging in the corner like this, which is not wide because you're literally on the corner, I want you swinging the corner like this, where you're so far away that the cast cannot flash you, you know? The cast can't rat in this corner and flash you the second you come out. You just can't do that. It's too risky for him. So that's what I mean by swinging wide, right? And again, it's like really such an important habit to do, because it will save your life. Especially when you're dueling Cassidy. So that's what I mean. That's what I mean by swing wide. I don't mean to when I'm saying swinging wide, I don't mean to literally swing wide over here. I mean, if you're swinging a corner wide, and this is what I mean, like getting off the corner and swinging the corner wide. Again, terminology might be a little bit vague, but that's generally what I was referring to there. If I say swing wide, or if I'm referring to like you flanking wide, I'll just say flanking wide, or I'll just say play a deeper angle, go deeper. In other words, right? Going deeper means taking a more aggressive angle to the left side in this sort of situation. But yeah. Obviously, like, I actually wouldn't have minded you taking an angle here had it had any cover to use. So if there was, like, cover here, and let's say you had better LOS too, then this angle makes more sense. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So you play literally out of an open space. You get the Moira, and you literally play it in open space, right? So the cast has got cover because he's got the point. You have none of that. He's also got better LOS because you're in open space. He's got cover, so your LOS is very limited. And his retreat path is a little bit easier because, again, he can just retreat back off the point. Your retreat path is okay, but you have to retreat into open space again to try and get away. So I normally have forwards positioning. I don't think I've told you this yet. It's in my guides that I generally make. But they are cover. That's not great writing. Cover, line of sight or LOS, distance, as I kind of alluded to, and rotations. Both aggressive and defensive. So a defensive rotation just means an escape path. That's literally all that means. And an aggressive rotation just means taking a deeper, more aggressive angle late into the fight. That again, that we've seen many a time before. So yeah, that's kind of the thing there, where, like, again, there's no cover, no LOS, no distance really, and no real rotation. I mean, you can go a little bit deeper, right? Maybe there's a rotation or two here. But yeah, like, this is why I was alluding to you swinging wider here. If the Ryan pushes you, that's fine. You can just run away and go back over here, and you'll be fine. But yeah. Okay, we'll see here. Okay, and then Ryan pins you, yeah. Okay. Let's see. And then last fight here. I mean, yeah, your team just go wipe the bar noon. That's playing deep, yes, going deep, going deep, going deep. This is the first actual flank where you can actually do anything, right? Like, this is a great flank. Like, this is what you need to be doing every fight with no exception. Where, again, this will literally win you every game in Plat, like, by a long shot. If you do this every fight, you'll win a game. Again, taking a good angle, that's well-timed with when your tank's doing things. That's got good cover, good distance management, good retreat path away, if you need to, you know, cut it back or escape, that's fine. And a great angle as well, you know? Like, this is, again, probably the best position that you can take on this point right now. So yeah. Just in the warrior here, good. Right, and I think you almost end up getting the kill there. If it wasn't for the high noon, or if your Ram's able to live that, like, this fight could look very differently here. Oh yeah, we'll see your POV as well, Michael Wise. Yes, you get helix as well. Right, only bad thing is, why do you repeat the high noon here?
Oh, honestly, because I saw my tank die, and I'm like, you know what, I might as well let stagger.
But who's gonna come for you?
And we are...
Right, like, you're saying... Stagger implies that if you die, you'll be off sync with your team. But that whole thing relies on the assumption that you die here, right? But that's an assumption that we don't have to take, right? You don't have to die here because you're, again, 10 trillion miles away. You know, there's not a Winston jumping you. There's not a Tracer Stormberg diving you. There's not a Genji going on top of you right now. Right? There's no reason or sake for you to reset with your team here. So again, you're not paying attention to the enemy comp, right? Again, if you're playing against a more mobile comp, I could maybe see it. But that's not the case. You know, you can run away and live to fight another day. You can de-peak the high noon, wait for this thing to end, and then keep farming up your visor, keep farming up your perks from this angle here. And this guy can do fuck all about it. You know, he can't even chase you, because if he chases you, he's walking into open space, and you just beam him. So there's nothing else really to it, you know. So it is unfortunate that you lose the point here, but again, you really don't have to lose the angle here. This is a very unnecessary death. And again, it's a dominoes effect, you know, because who knows? You could have got a visor for the next fight. You could have killed the Cassidy for the next fight. You could have got that perk for the next fight, and that could completely change everything. So again, really unnecessary death there. And hell, yeah, look, the Cass was even 1 HP because of your Sojourn as well, you know, like that. You could have killed the Cass, they ran away. Maybe even get the Juno, right? Because the Juno's alone. Like, there's so many, like, different permutations of what could have happened here. But yeah. Okay. It's like so, like, if I literally had to boil down that first point, like, all of it, like 95% of it was literally just positional. And again, it all came down to some variation of those 4 rules, you know? Whether it's you failing to take a rotation, whether it's you being out in open space and not having cover, whether it's you being too close to the Cassidy and not swinging the corner wide, whether it's you having bad LOS into the Cassidy because your LOS is so limited, whether it's all those things combined at the same time. Like, those 4 rules dominated how you played that first point. And again, I think if I had to, like, generalize how you play Soldier, or, like, generalize why you're losing games, it's because of these 4 rules, one way or another. So yeah. And I'll add one thing on top of that as well. It's also contextualizing their comp as well, right? Playing Soldier with context in terms of what the comp that they're playing is. So yeah, i.e. a fairly immobile comp. Okay. I've always described Soldier as a hybrid between Tracer and Cassidy. You're essentially a Tracer that's got better range. That's literally how I would think about Soldier, to be honest. Okay, let's see here. And yeah, here's the thing, right? Because I told you in the game, you need to go left, right? But you just have to go right side. And I tell you to go left because you're not a close range character. You can't play here, you know? Cass can flash you and kill you. There just isn't enough distance for you to play the angle here, right? So, again, I can't explain all of that live, but having played the game or having coached the game for so long, I can instinctually tell you that this is not a good idea, right? And that instinct will come to you over time. So, when I see this, I'm like, okay, I've got 2 flanks, right? Or I've got 3, or rather, I've got 3 different paths where I can play. Path number 1, not really viable, right? Because again, it's too close. I'm gonna get punished by the Cassidy or by the Ryan if I go right side, right? The second option is to go main, which also isn't great, right? Because I haven't got a good angle. It puts me at threat from the Ryan as well, and the Slam, right? And it's not particularly great. I'm not gonna get a good angle if I go main. So your only remaining option is to spend this time in the pre-fights flanking all the way around, right? And you've got, and the only downside is that this flank is long, right? But you've got the time, right? You've got 13 seconds until Flashpoint unlocks, and nothing's happening right now, right? Your team's AFK. They're trying to walk up the point. Nothing's happening, right? Use this time to flank. So yeah, that's why I said to you, go left side here. So let's just shoot all the reasoning behind it, right? I assume if I have to ask you, right, the reason why you didn't take this left side angle, I assume it's because it took too long, or you think it would take too long to take.
Uh, yeah, true. I felt like I had to walk in open space and could have got punished easier, but
I mean, even if you're scared
you know,
about that, right, which maybe is a fair concern, I wouldn't think it's necessarily a fair concern, considering the rotation swap from here to like over here, and like again, this is some form of cover, right? They're probably not going to punish you for walking over like this, but even if I say that, okay, that's sure that they might be, right? That might be the case. You can just do the same flank over here, you know. And this is way too far for the Cassidy to do anything. He's well out of his range. We're talking full of distance here for sure. Same thing with the soldier too, you know. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. Either way, you can make the rotation safely. And it's funny that you said that you say that because that's the exact same reasoning as to why I don't want you going right side, because you'll get punished for it. It's too dangerous. And that's almost what happens here. Right? The soldier goes on to you, right? It wasn't the Cassidy this time, it was the soldier. But again, even if you try your best, even if you try and swing this corner wide like this, it's still not a lot of distance for you to be able to use. So yeah, it's not particularly great flank there. You get forced out, and again, not ideal. I think you do take left flank eventually, maybe. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, you do, yeah, right. But again, like, this is way too, it's too little too late, you know? Like, your Ram's 1 HP here. You're lucky your soldier's actually doing anything in this fight right now. If you had actually taken this flank earlier, you could have been literally right here, or like right about here, beaming the shit out of that Juno and that Moira. And again, that would be giving infinite value to your team and relieving so much pressure off your Ramattra right now. It's kind of insane. So again, long flanks need to be taken early when you've got the time. And you had the time. You had 13 seconds until the point unlock. Okay. Right.
Impersonate somebody else.
Okay.
I've got meds.
Honestly, either perk's fine. I think the Helix perk's probably the better one here, because you're not gonna stay on your angles for long anyways. So I think again that's probably... Okay. Here. And again, why is it a good angle to use? At least for now.
because it's pretty wide. They're far away.
Right, you got
So
distance
Cass
from the
can't really
Cassidy,
do much.
right? You got cover to use. You can run away if you need to. Yeah, right. Like again, there's like many reasons as to why this is good, and you've got, of course, you've got a decent LOS as well. So yeah, like that's literally simple as that, you know. And that Cassidy is scared to walk to you, because if he does, he's gonna get beamed. And that's what you should be doing right now. Actually, is beaming him so he can't walk. Okay. Let's see here. So the thing with I haven't talked about your field that much. The thing with your field is that it's responsive, or it's indicative of the aggro that you're taking. So if you're expecting the cast to walk onto you, then I think popping the field is reasonable. So yeah, I think popping the field here around out here will be relatively fine, which is fine. So I'm not gonna hate on the field here too. Okay, this right, and again, you can see what the enemy team are playing right now, right? These guys can't necessarily push you, and if they can, like they're in a position to where your team can actually punish them, right? So this is there's like 2 or 3 concepts I want to sort of, I guess, go over here. The first one's like aggressive. Again, it's going to relate to the whole aggressive but safe thing, but it's like a slight variation on it, where in the position you're playing right now, if this person wants to come and run at you and push you, they're putting themselves at a risky or a dangerous position. Because if their soldier plays here or here, your team can punish the soldier, right? And that's part of the reason as to why the position that you're playing is safe in itself. That's part of the reason why, because this guy or this guy cannot push you without being in danger. The second reason is your visor, obviously, right? So I guess the reason here is like, why not visor this? Why not visor here right now? After you see the cat and the soldier.
I was not thinking of it, to be fair. I heard you say visor, but like it slipped my mind. This is definitely, I've played better in literally any other game I think I've ever done on Soldier. Period.
Right.
So this is like the highlight, but yeah, this is.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt that this is one of your worst games in Soldier, but again, I'm also doubting that in low platinum that you're also making the correct decisions when it comes to, again, positioning or how you use a visor or whatever the case may be. And again, the fancy term I like using is microcosm, which basically just means it's a small sort of portion, like this small sort of snapshot of your gameplay is representative of how you generally play the character. Or like some similar mistakes that you might make when you're playing the character as well. But even if this is one of your worst games, if you're losing games, this is probably why. It's kind of the I guess the general thinking or consensus here. So yeah, maybe you thought missing the helix there would have cooked you or something. Right, but even here, right, even if you think it's too scary, right, sure, run away, fine, right, you can run away, that's okay, you got your pick, you got your one, I get it, right, running away, it's not like you have to visor here, right, it's not like you not visoring this is gonna lose the fight, it's not like that at all. So running away, fine. My issue is where you run to, right, so you rotate from A to B roughly, where actually should you go?
Probably deeper in the point on the staircase.
Exactly, right? So deeper, like, which staircase are you referring to?
The left side.
Yeah, right. So like right over here, you know? Because let's play the fight here. Let's say you did actually run all the way left, all the way, all the way, all the way. Probably a little bit fast because the camera moves, right? The idea being is that eventually you get to this angle here, and like that Juno, that Cass, that soldier, like they're gonna be under a lot of pressure if you visor from an angle like this. And it's not even like you need to kill them, right? The idea of this visor is make these targets look at you and not your team. So your team are able to take a 3v1 and destroy that Reinhardt, right? If they don't look at you, right? If these guys do not look at you, then they will die to your visor. It's kind of the catch-22 of the whole point of the visor here, right? And this is where I really wanted you to flank to. If you were to, again, not hold the space or not visor early. Because I do get it, right? Like, the cast could double back and flank through here, and it could be dangerous, I get that. But yeah, it's that rotation again that, like, it's really important, you know? And I think I guess the mindset or the question you need to be asking yourself constantly is, where do I move to? Where am I sprinting to? What angle do I take, right? It needs to be asking yourself a question that relates to some kind of positional query about where the hell do I play? Where can I get value? Where can I destroy the enemy backline safely with my visor or with my general kit? And that would have been the answer there. Okay. Let's see here. Still got visor, and yeah. Okay. I think you do eventually go left side here. Go. And again, this is why, yeah. So I mentioned it earlier here about how you would swing a corner here. But like, I would want you to swing like way deeper like this essentially, and play way further. Even back here, to be honest, if I'm being real, just to have more distance against the Cassidy. And swinging wider around so he can't hit the flashbang here, because it does become very scary. You're within flash range for sure. Okay, and again you re-peek him. I would have reloaded here in cover and then re-peek him away, so again you can see how much it might not look like much, but this is a few extra meters to where you can avoid the flashbang, because that flashbang should never be hitting you, like never when you're dueling Cassidy, and that flashbang should be your death sentence there essentially. Not to mention, I think I said to go deeper here, or like I forgot what I said here, but you should have kept swinging wide against the Cassidy, right? Because you know, you see, he's 1 HP. You saw it in the game, he's 1 HP. You also see that you're good HP, like you're a decent amount of HP here. 1, 2, or 3 more bullets will finish the Cassidy. You're winning the duel here, right? Despite the flashbang. So I guess the question here is, why not push the Cassidy? Why not go deeper?
I probably wasn't paying attention to his health and not mine. So either, and I thought the flash meant I was cooked.
Right. So yeah, I was just gonna say, what were you paying attention to? Was it the flashbang?
Probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah. So the flashbang probably jump scares you like you're in like fucking Five Nights at Freddy's or some shit, and just makes you forget about the HP of the Cassidy entirely. So I guess, like, again, obviously I could say, oh yeah, don't get flashed, and then that doesn't happen, right? But again, also, I think you really need to be shifting your mindset away from I get just the flashbang itself, but also the duel more holistically and the duel more broadly, you know? Like, regardless of whether you kill this Cassidy or not, I don't really care. I just care about the space control. Who controls this angle here, you know? Because eventually, like, you can, even if the cast, you know, you don't kill him out here directly, you don't kill the casty here directly, you can still push him, and you can control the space, you know? That's the important thing, is the space control. That's why you flank in the first place, you know? That's why you guys are meeting. Because whoever controls this flank wins the fight. So, yeah, I would shift that mindset away from the flashbang or killing the casty or being hyper-fixated on the casty to, can I control this angle and how can I do that safely? Is really, again, how you should be approaching the duel here. Okay. Yeah, back to showing Ryan there a little bit. And now, like, again, you're just doing nothing, you know? Like, you've done nothing for the past 5 seconds here, and again, it's linking onto you being scared of the casty. Okay. Okay. Better late than never, I suppose. Okay. So, here you flank too late with Visor, I believe, if I remember correctly. We'll see. Okay. So, like, I was saying here as well, try not to get forced out, because what I don't want happening is you to get for, like, the Cass and the Juno, or the Cass and the Moira, to come and push you here and 2v1 you, and you lose your angle entirely, or you die early. Which is what I didn't want to happen here. Thankfully that didn't happen, but we had another issue here, which is timing of the flank. So, all fine, right? And again, this what's it called? Helix, or this field, looks weird to me. Because, look at the casty, right? He's 1 HP, he misses a second shot. Is this casty lethal to you right now?
No.
Why is he not lethal?
Because he's low. I'm not even that low.
Right? Why
Plus,
else?
Yeah, like, I got cover.
Another reason?
I outrange him.
Right, again, right, the range, the distance. That Cash can't punish you even if he wanted to. Even if he's 1 HP right now, or rather, let's say hypothetically, he's 1 HP on this corner right now. He can still punish you and kill you by rolling in, flashing you, and fanning the hammer. But he can't do that here. He just can't, he's too far away. So, again, pay attention to the distance of the character that you're dueling. Because that, again, informs you of whether you need to, like, give up this angle here entirely and run away, or whether to actually, again, whether you're able to actually deepen this angle here. So, again, the field then becomes a waste, because you're not paying attention to how dangerous this casty really is. And again, as we've discussed, he's not that dangerous, right now at least. Because, again, low HP, cover, and distance. Simple rules. But yeah. And had you kept your field here, mind you, had you kept your field, you could have deepened this field right here, right now, Visor, and then burn the Juno, burn the Cass, burn anyone that comes at you, and then that fight's won, you know? Maybe you don't even need Visor. Maybe you can, again, just push here, put the biotic field down here, and then continue to try and finish off the casty. That could be fine. That would be reasonable, with what you could have done there. Well, again, you can Visor, that's fine as well. But yeah, that's essentially why you flanked too late here. Okay. Okay. And again, this Visor is obviously, like, terrible, right? Like, of course you're a little bit late to the flank here, right? I'm not gonna fully blame you for this because your team are falling over right now, down main. So you are a little bit late to the party, but it's not terrible. What is terrible though is the Visor. Like, why are we Visoring this?
Got you in my sights.
I have no idea.
Look,
I saw people, but
you need to, yeah. So you
I
need
was
to just
tunnel vision. Yeah.
It's why, yeah, exactly, right? It's television. You need to look at your screen, you know? Look at what's going on around you. To again, depict whether you need to visor this. Like, again, there's nothing to aggress on. No one is aggressing onto you. So there's no point in visoring this. Say it's the exact same thing as the casty, you know? Way back over here. Maybe you're I think in this scenario here, I could even say that you're a little bit too tunneled on looking at the casty, which causes that bad helix field and that bad DP care, so to say. But yeah, not great. And again, this impacts your value in the next fight because now you haven't got Riser for it. But yeah, okay. Do you even get a touch here? Maybe you do. Like you do here, maybe, yeah. Okay. And again, like you're not seeing things, you know. So I get you can hit the casty here, maybe, right? But again, swing the corner wide. If you're scared about him walking up the stairs, this is the corner. Swing it wide, right? Don't swing the corner like this. Again, it keeps you way safer to be able to scout the casty a lot easier. And what's a little safer here?
Fields online.
Okay. This is relatively fine. And again, I just take the perk here immediately, by the way. Yeah, small thing. And again, I'll go to your settings, and I'm sure you can like bind your perk to quick select, and you can test out on the practice range and shit like that. You can do that in your spare time. But yeah, it's what every pro player does now. But yeah, okay. Again, the real query, or the real question, or confusing thing about the gameplay here is like, again, you literally got the caster 1 HP and force him to roll away. You know the Juno is also fairly low HP, right? Even if she wasn't, she can't punish you anyways. So what should you have done here, or what can you do here?
Honestly, like, just keep peeking the Juno and just finish her.
Right? Push the Juno, right? You've earned the space, use it, right? So the cast literally rolling away is like him saying to you, you know what, I give up. You can have the angle now, I'm gone. I'm leaving, I'm going away. You can have the angle, right? And you need to be pushing based off of that. So obviously there's a soldier coming back here, right? Maybe some sound cues there that might help you dictate whether he's coming back or not, or whether to keep pushing this or not, right? But the general idea here is that because you've won the space, you can use it. So yeah, I think because of the soldier that you hear, you get a little bit scared, probably. Right, so yeah, force him away. Right, fine. Yeah, I would not peek him again. So the peek is bad, right? Why is the peek here bad?
Because I'm low.
Oh, you're lower than he is. You've also got no field.
Yeah.
Right, so if you look at the duel in terms of the advantages here, it's significantly more in his favor. So all you need to do is literally AFK, just wait for your field. Just wait for your field as long as you can. And then after you wait for your field, you plop it down, peek the corner, swing wide, swing as wide as you can really, and then try and scare him away from the corner. That's literally it. At that point in time. Okay, like this basically, like, essentially like this. But yeah, again, he should have like punished you for not having your field here. But what you're doing here is again what we should have done a bit earlier. Okay. And this aim hit is just triggered a sprint. Like, you're way too panicked. Of course, I can say like a first game one, whatever, right? Sure, right? I'm sure in a more warmed up game you get this kill. But if you're missing consecutive shots on Soldier, or same thing on Genji too, mind you, if you're up close, take your time, because I always say I'd rather you fire 10 shots and only hit 7 or 8, rather than you firing 20 shots and you hit 13 or 14. Because even though you hit more shots here, your rate of hitting shots is higher here, right? Your percentage of hitting shots is higher in this first example. So that's why I'm not saying that I always have. But yeah. Of course that wouldn't have mattered though, because your team loses the fight, but yeah. Okay. Let's look at this last point now. And yeah, of course you just on the map there, so whatever, right? Skip that. Okay. So yeah, I think yeah, the Juno was the big thing here. So shooter, fine, nice helix, push. Fine. Look around, right? So you literally that scouting there, that little look that you did there is important, right? That tells like this here is really important, because that shows you who is on, like who can you actually push the Juno here, right? Is the Juno isolated? Can you actually push the Juno here without getting punished? And the answer to that question is yeah, you can, right? Because the entire enemy team are on or are playing here, right? Like you can. This is the point of you scouting this. It's to see the Moira, to see the Ryan, to see the Soldier, to see anyone coming here, and to see if the Juno is alone. You know. There's also the sound cues, right? Is anyone else playing with the Juno, right? Can I hear anyone playing with the Juno? Clearly not, right? So I literally would have sprinted straight onto the Juno and destroyed her, instead of doing this like pussyfooting around, basically. So yeah, when you wait a little bit too long, you stay there for a little bit too long. Soldier comes at you, run away. I would have ran here and through here, like literally the angle. You literally just took the angle here. Like when you're chasing the Juno, you literally just took this flank. So I was surprised you just didn't run around like this and play ring around the rosy with this guy. I guess like again, I think yeah, you go all the way like here. Right, so again, it's just really confusing, and maybe again you're less familiar with the map, so you're less used to running like this, maybe. But yeah, like that retreat there would have saved your life. And then funnily enough, how do you live that? Like your team probably win that, or they have a good shot at winning that fight, because you're drawing two people away right now, which is great value, you know. Again, you don't need to get the kill here. I don't know why you're looking back. I don't look back. You just live, just literally live. You're having a 1v2, you know. It shows me that again, you're way too kill focused. You're not focused on zoning or playing out for a 1v2 trade or trying to preserve your life and letting your team win the 4v3 on point, you know? Well, 4v2 on point actually now, I think. But yeah, not great here.
This ends.
Like, it again, so many like, yeah, just not great, you know? You could even ignore that entire point about retreating through here. You could ignore that entire point. You could have just had your head down, run out here, just don't look back, and you probably would have lived that, to be honest. Because it's Plat, but yeah. And again, that loses your team that fight. Okay. Well, still might not, I don't know, but... Good, yeah, I mean, I'd probably say I lost your team that fight, to be honest. And again, oh my days. Like, why... So we're running back from spawn, right? Why are we not running through here?
Honestly, no idea.
And it's crazy because you even look at it. Your crosshair is on the flank. You are looking at it right now, you know? And again, it's good that you're looking at it because that tells you, oh, is the flank occupied? Can I take this flank for free? Obviously, because you're looking at it and you can see with your eyes, the answer to that question is yes. So it becomes even more confusing that you don't take the flank here. I have to prompt you to tell you to take the flank. I think I said it in the thing as well while you were playing the game. Oh, you go back main here. That's not great. Or something like that. Something to that effect. But yeah. Obviously you get the caster, right? Now you flank around. You didn't even flank around, oh my days. And no one can chase you.
I love
No one...
this. We didn't have a tank.
But no one...
To be,
Say again, sorry?
Never forget.
I left because I thought that we just lost the fight because we were down, like our Bash and Moira and then
Right, even if this fight's lost, that doesn't matter. You can soft reset. You can soft pressure the enemy team, right? From this angle here, you can still look for trades, look for picks, look for whatever you can really get for the next fight. You can still do all of that without putting your character at jeopardy. Like those two ideas aren't mutually exclusive, you know. Those two ideas don't they can be together in one. They can you know they can both coexist, you know. Like you can lose the fight. Alright, you can lose the fight. Fine, you've lost this fight. Your tank's dead, whatever, right? Like you can lose a fight, but still soft pressure or take an aggressive but safe angle, you know? Like those things are still true at once. You can still do those two things at once. And again, it shows me that your mindset on the character is just way too frail, way too scared. Okay. Thankfully, okay, you do take the flank here eventually. Okay, there we go. Okay. The Ryan's coming at you right now. This is a terrible pin by the Ryan. So good angle. Fine.
I literally walked into it like a dumbass.
Running away. Obviously, you're a little bit scared of the casters, and you run into the caster there, right? But I guess the whole idea here is, again, you need to be a little bit more wary of the distance you have from this angle, if anyone can chase you. Because if you're a bit more wary of that, then you just run back over here, or you run back through here. Probably here's relatively fine-ish, right? But probably here's the better one, obviously, because you're far away from the Cassidy. But yeah, point being here is, again, you've got a distance and you've got a retreat path to run away from whenever you're taking these angles. And again, it relates back to those 4 key rules. Because what the Reinhardt's doing there is terrible, because he's pinning, like, he's committing his position such that this sort of main angle here, it's free for your Diva and your Bastion and for your team to use. So yeah. And obviously that you die there early, and that kind of secures that fight loss. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. I mean, your team loses because you die there. Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to crouch more, but I'm not going to cry about that too much. I'm really curious about next fight. That's really all that's I have to say about this next fight here. Okay. Whatever. Pins. Fine, run around. Fine. And now we're taking a good angle here. Right, look at the cast. The cast can't. He just can't punish you. You just can't, because you've got good cover, and you've got a good distance. You just can't run and flash you. Now we deepen it, nice.
I've got you in
Nice. So
my
if I want,
sights.
when I had the way I want you to deepen this, just sprint like this, and again, swing the corner wide as you can. But this is also fine too, relatively. Same kind of like a principle here. And that game, or that fight, that fight there, look at how much you did, you know? You got the caster 1 HP, and you basically killed the caster. Your Juno just finished your Juno just finished them off. You killed the Juno. You get the soldiers really, really low. Get the soldier low, right? And that was a pretty good fight. You just didn't run away from the Rhino on time. So, one swing, run away. Just run away immediately. The second he swings onto you once. So again, slow on the Rhino. Don't even bother fielding nets. Okay. Swings do 100 damage. Reference. Okay.
I thought they did 75.
Yeah, they used to do 75 in Overwatch 1, then it got buffed to 85, then it got after tank changes or tank get buffs, then it got to 100. So yeah. Okay. Hell, even if the 75 is still a lot, but regardless. This is right here. Okay, let's see. Okay. I'm like, okay, again, why are we running away? Why are we running away? You know? You've got distance, right? You're safe. You're okay. Right? You've got distance here. You can see the Cassidy. You're okay. I think once the cast rolls, then I would run away. Right? But I would run back to probably here and I'd take a super wide angle here, you know? Like, this would be an insane angle. That would be an insane flank to take. That would definitely be worth it on your character. Like, why? We've got distance. We're safe, you know? And now you're also losing information because I don't know where the cast is now. And now you're running away. You've lost your angle. Right, I think I told you to retake it, but the cast is already taking the angle again. So the fight's lost. Just from you doing that, the fight was already lost. Okay. I wouldn't have helixed that. I would have kept swinging wide. Okay. And fight's already lost it, right? So game's lost. Based off of that. So we'll do a quick summary here at the ends. Okay, by far and away, most important thing, it has to be, I'll say, contextual positioning. Positioning based on mobility of the comp. Again, double hit scan. Flank wide plus swing wide. Okay, second thing has to be 4 rules of positioning. Cover, LOS, distance, and rotations. LOS just means to both. I mean, I say both. I mean, ideally, usually a good angle. Enemy team. I think second to last fights. Because that was probably your best fight. The one where you flanked, you got the Cassidy to 1 HP, you visored the Juno. That's probably your best fight. And then distance, again, avoid Ryan / Cass. Cover self-explanatory. I'll say swing wide as well for this. And then rotations, both aggro and defensive. Okay, and then third thing we'll say is let me think. I could say micro. I'll say like tunnel vision or visual aggro. Or like look at look at visual cues to decide how aggressive to play. So what I mean by that is look at the distance of like how far are they away, right? So the cast there, for example, if the cast is far away, you can push him, right? So you can play more aggressively, you know. Another example is like HP. If they're low, then you can push them. What else? Oh yeah, the visor as well. If no one is around, then you can play it slow. Play slow, push slowly, and then visor later. Yeah, I think those would be the 3 key points. I think by far the biggest one is positional. Like you just, especially first point, you just took no angles whatsoever. And when you did take angles, they were too late, or you were too undisciplined with how you took them. And you either got forced out, you died, or didn't get enough value, and then got forced out by the castle, the Ryan. But yeah, any questions?
No, not really. Thanks.
All right, cool. I'll clear this. Okay. Again, if any questions, you can DM me anytime.